What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Future or Futurestrial, and I'm finally here with the video everybody's been waiting on. Today, here we're gonna get into the build of Gary Payton Jr. himself. But in order to do so, let's go ahead and take a look at his background just to make this build as real as possible. Now, to figure out where to even start, we gotta go ahead, step on the court warm up, and put ourselves in the GP2 shoes to see what his vision is every time he touches the basketball. The guard himself only averages 5 points per game and roughly about a steal per game. You know, he's looked at more of a third scoring option or fourth scoring option when he's on the court. Most of his buckets come from clutch buckets that, you know, speak for themselves. But let's forget about those stats that I just talked about a few seconds ago. Let's get to the stats that actually matter. Gary Payton has bunnies out the bunda. This man be jumping out the trap house. This man has defensive ability like Kawhi, but ain't looked at like Kawhi. In my opinion, they hand in hand. They hand in hand, really. But enough about the stuff that don't really matter. GP2 is an inspiration to people like me and you who are watching this video. So if that's the case, let's just go ahead and get into making this build off the rip. You feel me? So first thing you want to do, you want to start off by making a point guard that is 6'2", weighs 195, and has a 6'8" wingspan. These are all of his real life stats, so there's pretty much no arguing it at all. This is what you need to have down. Now once you get that main part down, we can go ahead and continue on with this video. Now let's go ahead and start off at the top. Let's look at the close shot, driving dunk, standing dunk, and all of that goodness gracious. Now to start it off, the main thing you would want to boost up immediately is his driving layup and his driving dunk, only because that's his most efficient way of scoring on the court. Now I have it at a 90 and a 70 only because it just makes sense, and with 2K that is pretty much what you need for his build to be successful in this game. It opens up so much on the court and so much more highlights for him that would just make the build even feel more real. You put the shoes on, you hop on 2K, load up this build, you're GP2 now. Now that we're done with those stats, we're on to the next one, which is going to be his shooting stats. He doesn't have a lot of them, but you know, his 3-point percentage is really at 34%. So we're just going to go and make it as real as possible. Now for the sake of this build, I went with an 83-point rating just to make the build balanced and be where it needs to be for a 2K aspect. Now you could definitely raise the 3-point rating up a little bit higher just to make better jump shots for the build, because for me it was definitely hard to find a jump shot that I could use for about a week, honestly. Alright, now y'all bear with me. I've been bearing with y'all, give y'all the information y'all need. So we're about halfway through this. For this next stat, I really don't know what to tell you. I really should just tell you to skip it, but that would be crazy. No, we still gotta go into it. This next stat, it's the way it is only because of how often he handles the ball himself. Now you could boost this stat and make it a secondary ball handler, but it wouldn't be the build. But I will tell you the crucial parts you do need to upgrade. Now we head over to his playmaking ability. He doesn't really often have the ball, you know, besides when he's passed to or on a fast break. So you guys are gonna look at me crazy like if I was smoking poisonous mangoes, but yes, these are the stats. 25 pass accuracy, 43 ball handle, and 47 speed with ball. If you really want to, you could change over the pass accuracy and the ball handle, but that wouldn't make a difference with the build. I can still pass the ball when I need to. I still get assists, and the speed with ball is mostly because when you're running down court on a fast break, your speed or your acceleration don't really add to that. It's the speed that you have with the ball. So higher that is, quicker you are, more points, you know. Now here is where it starts to get good. Let's start getting all the good stats. Let's get the stats that matter. Let's get the stats that name this man Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year award. Let's get these stats that make him like father, like son, you whore. Let's get these stats of why they call him the Glove Jr. Alrighty, man. So here we go, man. The stats that you need to finish this build off is everything that you see here. You need your interior defense to be up to only 38. You don't need it that high. Your perimeter defense, you need that at 98 because that's what he's known for. Your steals a 99 because that's what he's known for. Block, not so much. He's gotten a few blocks here and there in his career, but like nothing too special. Defensive rebounding, put that at a 56 so you could at least, back somebody up. Offensive rebounding, you don't need it too much because your offensive rebounding could possibly be your putbacks depending on how you play and how you time everything that you do. Strength at a 48 because it doesn't need to be too high, but also not too low, so you're not getting pushed, workhorse. Your vert at a 90 because of how high he jumps. He jumps out the building, out the gym, and jams that thing. You heard? Hey, I'm telling you, bruh, you do everything I do step by step, you will have the perfect GP2 6'2 lockdown build. Once you finish the build ends up to become a two-way inside-out threat, which is honestly sounds about right. That sounds like him. I would mostly call him a defensive menace, but because the defensive stats ain't in every single category, of course it's going to be a two-way inside-out. But I was proud with the build that I made, not knowing jack about next gen 2K at all. Last 2K I played was literally 2K20, and that this is just everything I'm used to. My jump shot timing, if anybody wants to know, I use release. It sounds weird. A lot of people say it's weird, but I use release for my jump shot. And honestly, I've had no issues. I've had not a single problem at all. And hey, if I want to get this build to 99, I just might do it. I would have no issues too. But besides that, I honestly appreciate everybody that watched my last video that came from the montage that I made with this build. And if you came from there and commented asking about the build, here you are. Here's the video you asked for. Here's the video you wanted. And I'm just glad everybody could, have fun, be a part of the community. We could all do the same thing and just vibe out, I don't normally make videos like this, so for me to do this, it was kind of just there. I was in the mood to do it. I was excited to actually have somebody that wanted something that I built. So, it was a good thing. That's why I did this video in the first place. So if anybody has any other questions or is successful with the build like I was, drop a comment down below. Make sure you hit that like button and everybody subscribe, you understand?